Rightio, for Nutrien, Winter Woolies, and all the others. Mark Barton, hello to you, my friend. Firstly, welcome.
How are you?
Very, very well. We are live. I suppose a little bit of a on the hop, if you like. We decided we'd get a few people and get the message out there for the Winter Woolies, which is live now. We've got a couple of big news updates to come on, Mark. But firstly, 205 horses in the catalogue, massive catalogue.
Yeah, it is, mate, and it's even grown a little bit more since in the last few days. We've actually got to about 210 now, so just a couple of late entries. But yeah, look, a good mix through there, mate. A lot of a strong catalogue of weanlings, and we'll talk about those. There's a handful of yearlings. There's some racing horses, quite a few preg-tested mares, and some open mares. So there's a good cross section for the sale.
Yep, I apologise for that feedback, mate. I was just making sure we had audio, which we definitely do have. Weanlings, there was a big update as well. It is a good sprinkling of horses, a lot of broodmares, as you just said then, but a great sprinkling of horses right across.
Yeah, there is, mate. And look, when we talk about the broodmares, there's a range. There's some mares that have recently just come off the track. There's some good pregnancies there too. We'll talk about those as we go through, I guess, too. But what we've tried to give more buyer confidence as well. Every horse has been preg-tested within 14 days of the sale or prior to delivery. So that's, again, just to make sure that we give people the best chance of a positive outcome with the sale.
Yep, absolutely. Now, if anyone wants to ask any questions, we are live, and that's the way this does work. We've got some special guests coming on, but YouTube and Facebook. If you want to ask any questions, please do and get involved. We've got quite a few. Michelle Arnett, Tom Rundle, Carol Barker. We've got plenty of people there watching. And we want people to be able to get involved and ask as many questions as they want, because this is the way to do it. Sale is on now, Mark. It is actually live as we speak, and I can actually whack that up there now, right through, so people can actually see the horses going through, and we can scroll through those. There's a couple on the market, like 53 there, the Soho Undertaker, 2,750 is on the market. And then the others there near reserve. You can explain how that works, mate?
Yeah, look, the key thing there again, mate, is I think near reserve, it won't be an exact number every time. So, there's still people to say that you're not far from the vendor's minimum bid that they're after. It won't always be an exact percentage of the reserve, so that there's still some anonymity to it, so that people don't know, well, okay, it's 20% from reserve. It can vary from 5% to probably 40%. But it's those horses near reserve are realistically priced. That's one thing I will say on the back of what's happened, this season, and what we've seen with the New Zealand weanling sale. I think people realise it is a tougher environment when we're selling at the moment. So I think a lot of these vendors are very realistic with their reserves.
Yep, and that's one of they are reserved. A lot of them, as you can say, there, I think they're near the reserves, but people have got a reserve on those. But sorry, mate, I've got another remote thing working there. Right, we're away now. We've got everything sorted, but they are there to be put on the market, basically.
Yeah, exactly. We've it's a big catalogue, 200 plus horses, but volume does bring clients too. It does bring interest into the sale. Like we've talked about whether we need to break these sales up. At the end of the day, we're here to service the market, tell us what they want us to do. We've talked about with 37 weanlings in this sale, would it be advantageous to maybe have weanlings and yearlings as one catalogue, and then have your racehorse and broodmares as a separate catalogue? That's all of those things are possible. We'll get feedback. One thing for us, when you have a big sale like this, there's one lot of administration, and you can catalogue and set people up to buy once and bid. It does have advantages. And like I say, if there's a mixed catalogue, people do tend to look through the whole lot rather than just a smaller catalogue of horses.
Yep. Yeah, and it is. I think this one sort of grew on you a little bit quicker than probably you expected, I suppose. Would that be fair?
Yeah, it's hard to know what to expect. Last year we were 180 and 90, and that was a significant increase, from 100, 110 the year before. Last year's sale was, there's some very good horses that did sell well at the top end of it. And, you look at last year, we also had the Yearby dispersal, or that major reduction sale that went through. And again, it met with terrific competition. So I think the platform works. I know people still learning the fact that we've got two parts to it. There's a Nutrien site where you go in to register to buy. Then there's the actual Auctions Plus guys have to actually go on and administrate that. And Toby from Auctions Plus has spent most of the day in outpatients after a a problem with a football injury on the weekend. So we have had probably a couple of hours, lag time between approval at our system and getting one of the girls at Auctions Plus to take over the reins. But wish Toby well. He's at home with his foot up now for a couple of days, and he'll be available for the rest of the week.
It was the foot, not the head, so that's okay.
Yeah, long way from his heart, we reckon.
He cops a bit, Tobes. He probably deserves everything he does. He does cop, but he definitely cops a bit, doesn't he?
Yeah, I'd say he's like me, mate. He wouldn't have been one of those fast blokes on the outside of the game. He'd have been slow moving forward, running through the middle. So he's probably got what he deserved.
Yeah. Plenty of people involved, a lot of regular people as far as selling these horses, mate, but also a lot of new faces as well.
Yeah, it is. Look, we've got quite a few horses out of WA on this catalogue.
Yeah.
We've got one there down in Tassie. We saw our first Tassie physical sale this year, and we see Richard Hall's got one back in there. It's actually quite an interesting horse as well. So that gives us horses that are located in WA, South Australia, Victoria, New South Wales, Queensland, and Tassie. So we basically cover the whole. With only the Northern Territory we need to get a few horses into, mate.
Well, they don't race Standardbreds there yet, but they might. You guys with the camp drafters involved. You never know what could happen, Bardo. That's for sure.
No, exactly, mate.
I had plenty there. What have I done? Just done something to my site. Just seemed no, we're right. We're back up. So a plug just fell out, or one of those. Brooklyn Lodge. We're going to get hold of Ben in a minute, so we'll touch base with him. Jaimie Lee King got quite a few mares, and Greg Mitchell are going to be our three guests that we will get on the phone. There's a couple other larger drafts, if you like, in the sale. With people selling horses there. There's some interesting horses as well. Jackie Gibson, we're not going to get Jackie on tonight. I had her on a couple of weeks ago, but she's got the yearling there that was offered up in the sale at Sydney, but unfortunately due to an OCD had to be removed out of that sale. He's since had that surgery. He's also had another piece of surgery, the old surgery that no male really wants to have, but he's been gelded. But he was there for a legit sale, and it's a great way to be able to offer this horse up. If you didn't have this sale, you probably wouldn't be able to do this.
Look, the one thing about him, mate, you and I saw those horses at Jackie's as weanlings last year. He was a standout colt as a baby. We came back and saw him as yearlings, and he continued to grow on. And then, unfortunately, that setback, held him away from our sale. But I tell you what, he's still an outstanding type. He's an outstanding horse, bred well. The fact he's gelded is, again, one less thing for you to do. But, he's a class. He's an A-class horse that people should take the time to have a look at. And, success there, if you look at their success on the track the last 12 months, have been producing a lot of winners. They've had a lot of success. Yeah,
and he's not the only one out of their draft either. There's a couple others there. I know there was definitely a down by the seaside. There's 4 there. So, there's a down by the seaside. Yearling gelding, the Captain Treacherous makes every sense gelding, the one we're just talking about there, Missing Letters, a broodmare, and also My Platinum Bell. So those horses are there and for sale. And I did notice Jackie is sunning herself in the Gold Coast. So I suppose that's one of the unique things about this sale, that you can get the opportunity to get out and get around and I suppose do something else as well if you like, and while they're selling. Look, it's a good time of year if you can be up in sunny Queensland. I was Charters Towers the weekend before last, and it was nice to get 20-something degrees and not a frost each morning for a couple of days. No, Mark Hughes, he's actually already there, so I do know that he's up there with his jacket on. So he's Bruce Springsteen jacket. He loves that jacket. So he's up there enjoying the warmer weather. He's public relations, I think he's up to. He wears a few hats. Right, we might try and get Ben Settree on, mate. I will say too, Phil Thurston's is selling some horses in this sale, and it's actually Phil's birthday today. So if he is watching, happy birthday to you, Phil. I'm not going to guess your age. We'll just say we'll go with 21. How does that sound? And we'll leave him at that. But I've just got to do one thing and make sure I got one part of this hooked up. I got caught out. Anyone wondering, Facebook did a dirty on me, and but it's okay. We're good to go now. I just got to make sure. It just threw me out for 5 minutes, which wasn't ideal, but we should be all good. And hopefully the great man will answer the phone. I just got to find his phone number. There he is. I knew I did have him, so yeah, hopefully we can get him on. Hopefully it's going to ring anyway.
You rang Ben. I'm unavailable to take your call, so please.
Always happens, mate. That always happens.
In a couple of minutes, he'll be off the phone shortly. If you go back to just while if you want to send him a text to tell him to get off the phone, but you look back at Phil and Denise Thurston's draft of mares you mentioned there before. The oldest mare's only 10 years of age. You've got mares that are as young as 7, but Christian Cullen, New Zealand family, Courage Under Fire, New Zealand, the Bacardi Lindy. There's 2 Mach 3 mares. Again, you've got a really, really strong band of mares. And I know they're just looking to reduce their workload and cut their numbers back. So it's a legitimate sale. And we've seen the standard that they've over the last 5 years since we've been involved, where those horses stand, and they've got a super 2-year-old filly running around at the moment too, as you know. So it's a great stable, and there's some really, really quality horses and some good pregnancies, good breedings.
Absolutely. We've got Gemma Smallman, Galen McKinnon from New Zealand, and Kaminsky's actually watching as well, Bardo. We've got them all there. Now, I don't know. I'm not going to do it. Gemma, I'll get you to share it, please, if you wouldn't mind, onto the Nutrien Facebook page. She may have already done it, so that's why I don't want to do it. I don't want us all doubling up and going from there. Bardo, we're going to go backwards. We'll actually go, I reckon we'll do the right thing here. We'll ring Jaimie Lee King. Hopefully she'll answer. She may be watching, because we wanted to make sure we didn't get to the same time as the baby being put down. So put to sleep.
Hello.
That isn't sound bad. Jaimie Lee, please help me out here. Hello to you.
Hello, how you going?
Very, very well. We are live. I probably should have told you that when I'd ring you. And Mark Barton can hear you as well, Jaimie, I believe. I hope.
Yeah, I can hear you.
No worries.
Jaimie, you're back selling again at the Winter Woolies. You've got a large draft of horses, broodmares in this year's sale under the Durham Park banner.
Yep, that's right. Yep.
How many we got? 9 all up.
Yeah, 9 all up. Yep.
And they're all positive in foal bar Insidious Charm.
Yep, that's right. Yep.
This is something that Bruce has done quite regularly, trying to move these horses on.
Yeah, I mean, in reality, we've got 27 due to foal this season, and the reality is that it's very difficult to sell 27 yearlings.
Yep. And that's one of the ways you've tried selling weanlings before. This way you're going to try and just move a few of the broodmares on. There's some beautiful mares in this draft of yours, Jaimie.
Yeah, I'm slightly heartbroken when Bruce came to me about selling a few of them. I think I get a bit more attached to the mares than I do the yearlings these days. So.
Golden Gate Tina, champion mare, she's been herself.
Yeah, she's a terrific mare, and we've got, obviously 2 of her progeny that we're now breeding from. So, unfortunately, she's probably got to move on.
Yep, and that's the reason she's in this sale.
I guess it's one of the reasons. I guess it was a difficult decision all up to move any of them on, to be honest. It'd be great to get this big and be able to breed this many foals, but like I said, in reality, that it's very difficult to sell that many yearlings, and that's what it comes down to.
Herself, Golden Gate Tina, sorry, Bart, if I'm butting in there, but she's left Beach Garden, Major Gate, Tina Calls, Major, our Chiquita, and then, you've got horses there. She's tested positive to Captain Crunch, so a lot of people are going to be keen, very, very keen on this horse.
Yeah, I think so. She's a lovely big man. She never has any issues falling down, and she sort of never misses. But yeah, she's a good investment at a pretty reasonable price, I would have thought.
Yeah, and that's one of the other parts about it. They have reserves, but they're reasonable reserves.
Yeah, I was, to be honest, with some of their reserves, but they're pretty cheap, I would have thought.
Yep. Mark, did you want to ask Jaimie something?
No, look, all I was going to say, mate, if we look at this year's yearling sale, and the Durham Park Draft were an outstanding run of horses, but anyone that was at the Melbourne sale saw that they were very modestly priced. That they were, the cost of breeding a horse, the service fee and getting them there. And I know Jaimie Lee and I have spoken about making it known that these horses, like they've got to a stage in their breeding program where these mares are exceptional mares, a lot of imported genetics that, they're an opportunity for people, either whether they're startup or just trying to improve their own band of mares. There's a great opportunity to get into these. And I know these horses have been priced, very modestly when you look at service fee and what they produce. So I'm going to say that the horses have had all the treatment that you'd expect. They rear a lovely yearling there at Ballarat, but there's life in these horses, and I think it's a draft that that people need to have a look at, because I think again you've got predictable outcomes when you've got great genetics. So they've done a good job there, and a good draft of horses the whole run. You look at like I say, a lot of imported genetics that we're craving in this country. Yeah,
and a horse like Ideal Priority, she's there for sale. 108 herself. She won 4 races and $35,000 in stakes. Down to 10 foals, 3-year-old and older. 2 of those unfortunately passed away. 6 to race. Those horses are race, so were headed up by Spectacular and Idyllic, like absolute outstanding horses. Jamie, like you said, it must have been a tough choice. I know you were a little bit flat when he said about some of the horses he was moving on, but it must have been a tough choice for him to be able to move horses off like this. And this horse here, is it positively tested in foal to Captain Crunch?
Yeah, and I think, we've got a few race mares that you never know how long their careers are going to be, that they're going to enter the breeding barn. So you got to think forward as well. And we've got a few maiden mares this year that have retired from racing and have joined our broodmare band. And it makes it difficult when the numbers creep away from you, but it has been a hard decision. And I mean, we've got 2 mares in the sale at like Fiscal Fantasy and the trotter Miss Sweden. They've had very limited opportunities.
Yeah. Well, Miss Sweden, I was actually just looking at her. Sorry if I've overstepped you there, Bardo. 2 foals sold. Did we sell the filly this year? Yeah, the filly this year was sold.
I sold a gelding this year.
Oh, gelding, sorry. He's still there, listed as a colt. Sorry, yep. And then there's a filly that I imagine would go next year. But she tested positive in foal to King of the North, and he was so well sought after. So that's a huge starting point for anyone wanting to get involved with the trotters. Of course, the son of Wallner, stands at Lower Long Farms, and was a really, really exciting. I think he had close to 100 mares here in Australia and similar numbers to that in New Zealand. So huge opportunity to be able to purchase a trotter that, like a lot of people want to get involved in the trotters, and then it's already in foal to a stallion that people were really, really keen on, Jamie.
Yeah, that's right. And I mean, I guess the thing that she's got going for her is that she's a half sister herself to Aldemar and Zeus. She was unraced. She had plenty of ability, but she had a heart issue that kept annoying her as a racehorse, but she's made a lovely broodmare, and her future is ahead of her still. It's the same with Fiscal Fantasy.
I can get it.
Fiscal Fantasy, again, an interesting one too. When you look at the pedigree there, Paul, as well. Like, she's obviously, you can see the photo of the mare's in outstanding condition still. Western Terra mare, but again, you got that right high service fee, and only a young mare still. She's got a lot in front of her, and Atomic Red in that family. It's a powerful family, isn't it?
It is, yeah, it is indeed. And there's some really nice horses there, some great Kiwi horses. And as you alluded to there, Jamie, too, a very young mare as well.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's sad to see her go, but it's sad to see any of them go. But they've been great mares. The older mares, Onoratak Bella, she's my favourite mare, so I'm particularly heartbroken about that one.
Yeah, I will highlight her, and I definitely was going to highlight her before while you were on there. But Perfect Sense, Turn It Up, Treasure, Nuratak Prince, just a great family. Positive test info down by the seaside. So yeah, just a terrific family. And also, I would imagine Sweet Bella there, filly that you guys now own. You actually purchase that filly back. So I imagine that's one of the reasons this mare's on the market, is because you actually have Sweet Bella still racing. I hope, Jaimie Lee, for Bruce and the farm's hopes. And but a beautiful filly herself.
Yeah, that's right. We've got Perfect Sense that we're breeding from at the moment. And Sweet Bella is back at Clayton and Emma's to target some of the bigger races later this season. But, I mean, her future is a broodmare here as well. And No Type Bella's just been she's a beautiful mare. I can't speak highly enough of her, to be honest. It will break my heart to see her go. But, I mean, we sold her last yearling for $100,000, and she's very modestly cheaped.
Yeah, I was just looking there too. Anyone wondering, she's basically fully American bred. She's by Life Sign, but she was imported, I think, was she not? Our Nuratak, yes, she was. Our Nuratak Bella.
Yes.
Yes, so she was actually imported. So that's where, like, brilliant lines, bloodlines that people can't get hold of.
And that's the point I was making.
That's right. Her and Ideal Priority, and you got Molly's Lucky Star. I'm probably missing someone. Garden Gate Tina. I mean, they're all mares that have come from the US.
Yep. Yeah, actually, I'll put that up there, but just before you do it, anyone maybe new to the game and not 100% sure, the USA, Golden Gate Tina, the CA is actually for Canada. Molly's Lucky Star and then Ideal Priority are both American bred as well. So that's where that anagram comes from. So anyone looking at those and not 100% sure about them, that's what they are.
No, definitely. And that was the point I was saying before, Paul. You've got access not just to proven mares, but some of these international bloodlines that Bruce has brought these horses into the country, and there's still an opportunity for someone else to reap the benefits of those of that. I suppose that opportunity that was taken years ago, and now there's a chance for someone else to benefit from it. So they're good to have in a catalogue like this, because the person that you'd like to see those stories, people buy these horses and have success, and we've seen that in the previous winter Woolies, where horses that have been bought out of here have gone on to do a great job for the new owners.
Yeah, and you've used this platform a few times too, Jaimie. Yeah,
we have. Yep. And I think importantly for these mares that they've still got multiple foals left in them. They're not at the end of their tether by any means. You look at Illustrator in the paddock, she gets around like she's 10-year-old still, and she looks amazing.
I was just looking there where I got myself confused, I actually balked myself for a little bit. So I think you got 2 or 3 to Captain Crunch, but Molly's Lucky Star is actually in foal to King of Swing, and I've seen it, been fortunate enough to see a few of those too, and they're beautiful types as well. So you got one in foal to Pebble Beach as well. Bit of a Babe is in foal to Pebble Beach, so that'll be a first season sire there. We've got the King of Swing and a couple to Ride High, I think. Is that right? The Insidious Charm and Fiscal Fantasy, both in foal to Ride. Oh, no, not in foal, sorry. Don't get me in trouble there. Insidious Charm is not in foal at all. She's the only one not in foal. So,
yep, that's correct. Yep.
Yeah.
And, Molly's Lucky Star is the grand down to Act now. We sold a yearling this year for $50,000 out of her. And she's just been a terrific mare also.
Yeah, I'll get that one up, Jaimie, while we are going there now. So, yeah, you can see that there. And also War Dance Star. It's not just him out of that family. I'm Sir Patrick, actually goes terrific as well. And sold the Always Be Mickey this year? Yes.
We did, yes. Yep. And that's the one that I think he got made $50,000.
Yep. And recently sold in a beautiful family as well. And another, as I said, all-American family, and you got the Betters of Light mare as well, which a lot of people are very, very keen for.
Yeah, and I think there's something incredible with her pedigree. I think there's over 100 winners on her page or something.
On this page here, I'm not going to start counting them up, but easily over 100.
Yeah, it was ridiculous statistic when we worked it out.
Just in the first stand. So the first 3 there's 42 wins, 27 wins, and 63. So by my maths, that's 70, 90. That's 130, 150. We won't keep going. That's ridiculous amount of winners. That's amazing, isn't it? Actually, when you see that. So that's
it really is.
I'd hate to count them up. I might have to do that a bit later on, actually, for my show on Wednesday night when I go live Wednesday night. But yeah, we'll have to have a look. Kath McIntosh is actually on there now. She'll be interested with the trotting mare being by King of the North. I was going to say King of Swing. I got myself in trouble there. But also the other part with that mare too, though, Jamie Lee, is also Miss Sweden is by Majestic Sun. Does a great job. Does a great job as a broodmare sire as well in the trotting ranks. So beautifully bred horse. Champion trotting sire for 3, 4, 5 years in a row, I think. So Brett Coffey might correct me on that if he's watching. But just a great family. So yeah.
Yeah, her future's, well ahead of her. She's got many files left in her.
Yep, definitely. If anyone wants to call you, Jamie, of course, this sale is only open for 2 more days, 2 more full days. But you're happy for them to give you a call?
I am happy to. Yep, no worries. I'm always happy to answer questions, as sad as I'll be to see them go.
Mark?
No, look, again, like I say, it's a pleasure to have those sort of horses, and with quality pregnancies there as well with a lot of those mares. I think it's a great chance, and like I say, I can't emphasise that enough. We had a catalogue of yearlings that were very well priced at the yearling sales, and Durham Park had a good result. And these horses, I know, as Jamie Lee and I have spoken, they're genuinely for sale, and they're a quality draft of horses again. So looking forward to it.
And Jamie, as I let you go, though, we keep trying to reinforce this, that you guys are sellers. That's actually what you're doing. You're selling your horses and trying to move them on.
Yeah, that's right. And, it's important to leave something left for the buyer. That's why I put up a Facebook post today about how cheap I thought our reserves were on these mares, because I think that they're high-quality mares. And I think they're more than reasonably priced, and there's money there to be made for anyone looking to purchase them.
No, absolutely. Jamie, thank you. Good luck. I might end up ringing you up on Wednesday night, may not. I don't know what I'm doing yet, never do. That's one of the joys of Campbell's comments. I've got no idea what I'm doing, but as I said, it closes 6 o'clock on Wednesday night, so good luck. You'll be sitting there nervously watching the online catalogue.
I will. My heart will probably be breaking.
Thank you, Jamie.
Thank you, guys.
See ya.
So, Mark, just as Jamie hangs up, and I'll get Ben Settree on the phone because he is actually ready to go. Jeff Dixon there put a important comment in there that his Facebook account today was advertising that it was online. The sale was live and online, and I believe you had to actually give your credit card details to log on. It is definitely a scam. We've put the scams up on my page, your page, and everything. You don't have to pay to be a part of this. You just got to go through all the login details, and it's pretty simple to do, and you'll be able to get on and buy and bid on this catalogue.
Mate, the only thing I'd say is if some of these people that do this stuff spent their effort trying to do something productive, would be a better country, but unfortunately they're out there. All you do to see our catalogue, you go to nutrienequine.com.au, go and view it there, register to bid. We'll then once we approve it, we'll let the guys at Auctions Plus know. They'll activate your account, and the payment is done through our normal secure systems prior to delivery. So, all you need to do is give us your details. Most people are probably registered with us already by now, so they know the process we go through. But like I said there at the start of this show, we had two processes. One is, show us that you want to buy. Obviously, we have to activate each account, each sale, so we don't have an issue with credit. And then once we do that, we let the Auctions Plus team know. But unfortunately, Toby was unavailable there for a part of the day, which is why there was just a little bit of lag time. But from here on, the idea of 3 days too, mate, you get set, and then you got the next 2. Today is about getting set up, and we've seen action on the sale, and then we move to the next part of it after that.
Jamie Smallman saying there, Jamie, geez. Sorry, Gemma. Trent Mason, hello to you, Trent, because purchased at the Sydney sales just recently. He'll be looking at some of the mares, we hope. And Jody Justice. Gemma Smallman says there, make sure the Auctions Plus user code is in there. So that will make things a lot quicker as well. So if you put that in there, good to have Trent on. Got a few Kiwis actually on there. So hopefully they're looking great. We'll get Benny Settree on because they have got, quite a good, interesting draft. Ben and Mark Barton, hello to you, my friend.
Hello.
No, mate, you're live on air too, Benny, just so you know.
Thanks, guys.
I did give him the heads up that was actually the case. But yeah, I also told him I'd ring him just after 6, and he kicked me to the curb. Benny, what's to go there?
No, I'm actually out at Gilgandra in the middle of nowhere, and the service isn't real good, so it wasn't a deliberate flick.
You've climbed up on a hill, I hope.
Probably.
Yeah,
Well,
we should be right for the time being.
well, this draft it's quite unique for Brooklyn Lodge. Obviously, they're in a transition to wind back the what's been one of the cornerstone breeding operations in New South Wales. So with that is opportunity, but there's particularly some good weanlings. I don't know if Ben's caught up with our news on the weanlings, but Benny, we've agreed that weanlings bought out of this sale will be invited if they'd like to pay up for the 2025 with the 2025 yearlings for their 2 and 3 year old race series years. So just to add some more interest, if people do buy these weanlings, and there's 37 of them in the catalogue, they are able to be paid up for the Nutrien race series. We'll let people know that bought them in December that their intentions, and if they want to do it, we'll want to pay it up before the end of January for our first mainland sale next year.
Yeah, look, I was aware of that. Mark, I saw the press release to that effect, and I thought that what a wonderful idea that Nutrien have taken on board there to provide the buyers with an opportunity to earn more with these purchases. So, yeah, hats off to Nutrien and the people behind the scenes that made that available to the buyers.
Yep, and it's innovative and gets people thinking as well, which is what we want. Brad Steele's on there from Queensland. We'll be catching up with Greg Mitchell very shortly, Brad. So he's a proud pre-Oakville Queenslander. So he will. I can't get back to me pages. I should not open more things, but I actually went and found that winter Woolies. Now, Brooklyn Lodge, and easiest way to access these while I'm going there, if you go to the winter Woolies, actually I'll leave it at that one there. You go to the catalogue there. It'll bring you up to the winter Woolies catalogue. They're the horses in orders. Don't be scared to use these little tabs at the front, especially these ones here, the consigners. And the preparers, people actually preparing the horses, which will be the same as consigners because this is an online sale, and shorten up who you want to look for. It's very, very simple to do, Benny, and it makes looking for horses easy. If you're after certain sires, certain dams, it's a lot easier to be able to refine it that way. 11 horses for the Brooklyn draft. Brooklyn Lodge has clients, and then Brooklyn Lodge Standardbreds, but predominantly they are all from the farm.
Yeah, they are. There's one or two there that are not owned by the farm, but I don't think it's any secret. The majority of people know that the farm's for sale.
Yep.
We've probably kept the best to last. These are our last mares. We've been sort of winding down over the last couple of years to reduce our numbers. So we've got a few left that we'll put into the sale here as the sale of the property is getting very close. And
that's the reason for these being for sale is basically that is what, I suppose the way you guys are wanting to head. Yeah, that's right. The farm sort of, the business is coming to a close with Doug and Janet, looking to retire. They've been in the game for a very long time as people and got a good reputation of selling horses that have gone on and done a job. We've always prided ourselves in being straightforward with both the vendors and buyers alike. So I would hope that people would take this for what it is. That's the final dispersal. Yep. Must be a little bit sad, mate. Yeah, it is. It's been a big part of our life, my life. Mel and I have been on the farm there for 20 odd years, and unfortunately, as the saying goes, all good things come to an end. But there'll be other opportunities, as they say. One door closes and another one opens. Yes, that's exactly right. And who knows where you might. Perhaps this is the opportunity for a buyer to get involved and with a really nice mare or a weanling and race it and go on to be a brood mare. Yeah, definitely. 6 weanlings, I'm pretty sure. Am I right? 5, at least 5, 6, I hope.
5, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5 weanlings, thank you. Just as Nutrien Equine tune in, and they've got a great draft of horses as well. They're actually there. Chantel McMullen as well is watching as well. Sue Markwell as well. But King of Swing, you've actually, technically you have got the first King of Swing weanling to be offered up, only because you ended up being lot 4, because I think there's another 2 in the sale as well. But we'll give that. I'll give that mantle to yourself. Beautiful racehorse, staying himself, and can throw a cracking type, Benny.
Yeah, we're wrapped with the King of Swings that we've had on the farm. Not just this yearling, but weanling, but all the foals that King of Swing left with us were magnificent. They were. He's a sire that has certainly improved the breed, and I think his dominance on the racetrack will transfer into the breeding barn.
Yeah, this horse, lot 4, is actually out of one last shout. Sorry about that. I've got another call coming in, which we can ignore. Don't worry about that. And she has had a dam of 2 foals, 3-year-old and older, one by betting line that's been unraced so far. But the second dam, just outstanding family. It's just a pedigree that a lot of people would, give the hind teeth to get a part of. That's for sure, Benny.
Yeah, look, she's been of a little bit of interest to people because of that. People trying to get into a family that's very strong. The Captain Treacherous foal actually didn't sell. He was a tragedy on the farm before the sales. So there's really only one that's of racing age.
Yep.
She's a lovely mare. She's typical of that family. She's not a big mare, but a good sized mare that throws a good type.
Yep. And you like your King of Swing?
Yeah, what's not to like about him? Yeah, a very, very well-bred horse and an exceptional racehorse. Probably one of the best racehorses we'll see in the Southern Hemisphere.
Huntsville's already had 64 Australian and New Zealand winners, and that's lot number 5. This is a weanling filly. How did we say the mare's name? Dizzy Godic Lass, will we go with?
Dizygotic.
Dizygotic. Well, that's a lot easier.
Dizygotic means twin.
Was she a twin? Benny?
Sorry?
Was she a twin or not?
Yes.
She was. Right.
Yes.
Okay.
So there was Dizygotic Lass and Dizygotic Lad.
Right. Okay. Did they both race? This is something interesting. I didn't know this. This is not what...
No. I don't think Dizygotic Lad raced at all.
Yep. And this mare had 7 starts.
And this filly, she only had 2 or 3 starts.
Right. It's a beautiful family, though, with Calypso, a horse raced by Graham Morgan, actually, starting to show my age, but Caribbean Blaster, Hunter Cup winner, should be at the top of the popping order there, but he was a great racehorse himself, and then went on to be a stallion as well, Ben.
Yeah, look, this is the filly that if people were interested in having a race filly and then going on to being a broodmare, she's probably the pick. I think she's one of the better options in the whole sale for that dual role. She's a lovely filly, big leggy filly, and I think she's got a lot of scope to go on and bring a lot of pleasure to someone, both in the race barn and the breeding barn.
And that's what happens with that Some Beats Somewhere cross and that Somewhere Beats Somewhere line, and it comes through with the next horse. But it's the line right at the minute, isn't it?
Yeah, she's done a good job. The mare, the first foal went through the yearling sales and sold for 75,000. So that tells you that he was a great sort.
Yep.
She's leading a good type of horse. This is a filly that will do a job both ends, but is also probably a really good option for someone who's looking to pinhook a weanling and go back to the yearling sales.
Stay Hungry. He's hit the ground running. Some of us own 2-year-olds that go okay, being by Stay Hungry, Benny. But this is another one, a weanling colt out of the Modern Art mare, All Night Kiss.
Yeah, she's done a great job, that little mare. She's done a terrific job with all of her progeny. Matt Roo's got a couple of them, and they go really, really good. So, yeah, we're hopeful that the colt will go on and do a great job. And as you said, Stay Hungry's hit the ground running and should only improve his numbers as they get older.
Pinhooking, Bardo, it's something we encourage. We've seen 3 so far that have come through. This next one that I will talk about, lot number 7, but it's something that Nutrien definitely encourage.
Yeah, look, we look forward to it. It's something that works in the thoroughbred market. It's worked well in New Zealand. There's a lot of people, I think, like Jaimie Lee mentioned there with the mares. There's 20 odd mares, and it's hard to put 25 or 6 yearlings through a yearling sale, as Ben would know better than most. Like it's a big job. So buying some of these to pinhook, or even for someone that wants to sell quality horses that maybe the earlier drop ones that are well grown, move those horses. I know this draft is quite unique, the reason that they're available, but you're also seeing with the size that they've used, Paul, there's no secret that these are the best producing mares that the Brooklyn Lodge team have got. So you've got a real opportunity, whether it's to pinhook or whether it's to bring those horses onto the racetrack yourself. I think there's a great opportunity, and that next one you're about to talk about is obviously one of the standouts that we're going to talk about through the next 2 days, I think, with a chance to buy a Captain Treacherous.
Yeah, that's him there on screen. They are pretty hard to get hold of, that's for sure, and out of this family. And he looks a beautifully grown out horse, this horse Ben.
Yeah, we're wrapped with him, Paul. I guess he's one of the horses I'd be disappointed not to take to the yearling sales.
Yep.
It's a big job, as Mark just said, to take horses to the yearling sales. But the one thing we do love is the challenge of getting into the ring and showing them off to the best of their ability. And Mel's one of the best at doing it. And he was a horse that we would have loved to have prepped for the sales. But, he's an opportunity for someone else to come along, whether it's a pinhook job or someone looking to take it and race themselves.
The mother, Delightful Me. So we're talking about, sorry, anyone's wondering, lot 7, this is, of course, the Captain Treacherous out of Delightful Me and Better's Delightmare herself, who went 57.9, but she's actually, I suppose, a little bit more, Ben, she's a half now to Kalina Provlima, a horse that you guys race. Robbie Morris and Kerry Ann train and took all before him last year. And this horse is beautifully bred. So it's a Captain Treacherous out of a Better's Delightmare. And a half to, one of the true fast class horses we're racing right at the minute.
Yeah, look, that family's outstanding and really red hot at the moment. As you said, Kanina Provlima really stepped up to the open grade racing last year. Second in the Shepparton Cup, won the Ballarat Cup, made the Inter-Dominion Grand Final. Drew Terrible was probably a little bit unlucky not to finish better than where he was. It's a family of aphorism won 230,000. Kanina Provlima's won about 270 or 80. So am I, has won over 100. So it's a family that's really going on with the history of the family. It's, as you said, it's the Caribbean Blaster family. They're all doing a great job.
Yep. And then lot number 8 is a Capped Midnight, another the Captain Treacherous, Some Beat Somewhere line out of the Jeremy's Jet mare in Our Keepsake. Now, I saw a stat on Jeremy's Jet before. I think it's about 105 winners out of Jeremy's Jet mares in Australia. But, of course, he had, I think pretty sure he had fertility issues. Did he not, Benny, Jeremy's Jet?
Jeremy's Jet had a few little issues when he was standing at stud, but he did a great job.
Yeah. Yep.
And I think he's coming to the fore as a broodmare sire. Probably his best broodmare was on our place in Reacquainted.
Yep.
So she was the mother of last year's 2-year-old of the year, Luxa Turner. So Jeremy Jet's, he's standing right up in the ranks as a broodmare sire.
Yeah. I reckon it was on this. I think it was on the mare, because you can actually buy most of these mares as well, Ben. I think all the mares that we've gone through just then.
Yeah, we've got all of those mares for sale. We've got a couple more in Altoriana and Magic's Miracle.
Yep.
So they're all there later in the sale. Some are in file, some are not.
Yep.
Just an interesting one too, Paul. Just on that Cap Midnight filly, just to remind the people that she is actually a Challenge Blue too. So you're not just New South Wales, but those Challenge Blue horses. I think, Benny, it's 6,000 first win bonus. So like and the Midnights, they're showing promise. I think you're it's a great opportunity to get your money back in New South Wales too.
Yeah, that's right. She's blue. It's I think it's $100,000 final for the 2-year-olds and 3-year-old sex division, and as you said, just the standard bonus is $6,000 as a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old. So there is money available for those Breeders' Blue horses, and this one should go on and do a job. The mare's done a terrific job. Turbo Tommy's over 100,000. Ash Grimes has got the next couple, and she's done a terrific job with those.
Yep. She had a winner the other night. Wasn't one of yours?
No,
that's all right. I will throw this horse up because this one on these ones where I was actually able to see it, and I think this is a great innovation here as well with our keepsake, the mare. But you can see there being by Jeremy's Jet, and if you actually go down here, and you can see where the mouse is there, Jeremy's Jet, it says his stats himself, Australian and New Zealand horses. He was a sire of 357 in the USA and 134. He sired 134 winners. Sired the dam of 134 winners, and then in Australia and New Zealand 255 and 104 of those were Australian and New Zealand winners were sired by him, headed up with Wild West, Luxor Turner, Muscle Factory and Captain Crusader. A couple of those horses know a little bit about, Benny.
Yeah, Luxor Turner, Captain Crusader, Crunch Time.
Yep.
As I said, they're out of reacquainted.
Yep.
She's a Jeremy's Jet, as you're talking about, and she's the only mare in the Southern Hemisphere to have 3 sub-150 winners.
Yep. You're selling them. Yeah. You enjoy this sort of sale, Ben? A little bit less stress for you, mate?
Yeah, there's less work, that's for sure. We're used to preparing 20-plus yearlings to go to the sale. It's not uncommon to be up closer to 30 for individual sales. Like I said, Mel does a terrific job when it comes to doing that. But, yeah, this one will be a lot more low-key.
Just want people to be aware, too, a couple of those mares aren't in file, too. There's 3 of your mares, our keepsake, and then one last shout, and Zygotic, whatever.
Zygotic Glass.
Zygotic Glass, and not in file either. I should have known it, but you knew I was going to butcher it, that's for sure, Ben.
No, we've got 6 mares. Altoriana's in folder, Dancing in the Dark.
Yep.
Magic's Miracles in folder, Huntsville. Delightful Means folder, Stay Hungry. And then, as you said, one last shout, Zygotic Glass, and our keepsake are all empty.
Bardo, you want to say something?
I was only going to pick on Delightful Me. I was going to say the chance there with a Better's Delight mare. She's only a 2017 drop mare. So she's a young brood mare.
6 years old, yeah.
And in the pocket, safely kept, and then back in fold to Stay Hungry. And like we say, second dam produced Caribbean Blaster. I just think that's a great opportunity for someone to get into a really young, proven mare. Like we say, Canuna Problema is very current at the moment. Like you've got that to me, that's a standout page and a real opportunity with a genuine sale because of the program that Brooklyn Lodge are heading into now.
And it's by Infold to Stay Hungry, which is outstanding. Yeah. And just on that, like we talk about, champion sires and things along those lines, those stats there with Better's Delight. But here in Australia, I won't worry about the USA ones, although they are scary. Side 2,281 Australian winners, 971 broodmares, though, basically as well, including the mothers of Fun at the Beach, Merlin Goes Okay, Magnificent Storm, Our Waikiki Beach, Let It Ride, Our Princess Tiffany. That's a ridiculous family to be able to get a part of, isn't it, Ben?
Yeah, and if you have a look at a couple of those horses that you just mentioned, Paul, they're some beach line horses.
Yeah.
So, they're Delightful Me being a Better's Delight, Captain Treacherous.
Yep.
And now Infold to Stay Hungry. Like there's some pretty big incentives to get involved in either the colt or the mare herself.
Yep, absolutely. It's pretty exciting.
Say as well, Paulie, that I do know the values that they put on, and that horse is genuinely for sale. Like it's. I was surprised at the price they put on a couple of these because they said, look, it's time for someone else to take advantage of them. So again, they're genuinely for sale. But if you've got a query, Benny's the one to talk to, or give me a call because I'd love to see those. We need to see those horses in good homes still producing for the industry, mate.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And we want, and if they have any legit calls, Ben, you encourage people to give you a call?
Yeah, my phone's always on, and just touching on what Mark said, we've always prided ourselves in taking a horse to the market and meeting the market. So we have continued that trend. We want to go out with the same ethos of, we're here to sell them. People that know us know that our signs at the sale say we breed to sell.
Brad Steele says here.
And we're not going to change just for the last sale.
Just here, so you're aware, Benny, Brooklyn Lodge, this is from Brad Steele, Brooklyn Lodge have been wonderful, trusted and loyal servants to harness racing.
Yeah.
Well, that's very touching, and I thank Brad for his kind words, but probably the mantra that we'd like to go out with, that we'd like to leave with people, is that we do stand by the price we've taken to the sales, and we look forward to following all these horses through.
Yep. No, that's exactly right. Joel Watson is on. I haven't spoken to Joel for a while. I think I owe him a beer is what he was trying to tell me, but we'll worry about that another time. But of course, we won't worry too much.
Well, no, many a couple too, so we can probably square off.
Yeah, just one there. Joe Pace just has actually sent through that my sophisticated lady, when you actually click on the mare, it says there that she's empty. It says she's in foal to better delight, but Joe has actually said there that she has actually slipped the foal. So just be aware, it says that she's positive down on the bottom of the page, but there is actually an update to that she's not in foal, which at the top of the heading it says that she's empty. On the category, which has been updated, but yeah, she's not in foal, so got to make sure we keep on top of that. Thank you very much, Joe, for that update as well. So pretty important update. Ben, thank you very, very much, mate. Really appreciate that. I've got Bardo thinking a bit at the minute. He's looking at that. I'll let you go, mate. We're going to get Greg Mitchell on, but thank you very much and good luck over the next coming goes.
Thanks very much for your time, guys, and good luck to all the vendors and the buyers alike.
Thanks,
mate.
Ben, I hung up on him too early on you, mate, but that's okay. We will get Greg Mitchell on. I told him I'd bring him in about 6:30. Bardo laughed at me because I said that I had it all sorted out, but unfortunately Ben and his service threw us a curveball, but Greg will be fine, so there won't be a hassle there at all, hopefully. So Jamie Lee was here he is now.
Yeah, Bob.
Greg, how are you? Sorry about the switch around, but we can blame Ben Settree, if you like, so I do apologise, but welcome to Campbell's Comments. Welcome to the online shows for the first time.
Yeah, no, pleasure to have me. It's no problem, Paul.
Mark Barton's here as well, but before we get on to Bardo, mate, I've got to congratulate you. Great, glad to hear that you're a one-eyed Carlton man, mate. We need more of them on these shows, and you're going to be called up very, very regularly, mate. Don't you worry about that.
That's easy.
Sorry, mate.
What's that make two of you now, does it, Paul?
Oh, no, there's a few more than that on here. Don't you worry about that.
Settle down, Mark. Settle down, and they're coming out of the woodwork.
Well, they'll jump out of everywhere. So
they keep doing, they'll find some play. They'll find some friends, don't they? It's like any team.
We went into hiding a little while there ago. Greg, GSM have been a part of sales for a long, long time. You're moving on, I think, 7 horses. Is that correct?
I think it's 8, but 7 or 8.
That's okay. You can correct me. I can't get back to the page. I have too many pages open on my computer, and I was trying to get back.
There's two brood mares,
yep,
and run of racing horses, mate. There's a few geldings and a racing mare.
We might start, if you want, we'll start with the 2 brood mares. Smoky Nova being by Monkey Bones. You don't have to be a rocket science. She's closely related to our Andover. And she is in foal to Majestic Sun. There's another huge opportunity, and already left. Is that horse 1? No, 5 2-year-old placings out of 9 starts so far. That is Snow Vandover. So a unique opportunity to get a Monkey Bones trotter. There's not too many of those in Australia, Greg.
No, there's not too many in Australia. She's well related to Nova, and she's left a nice couple of foals on the ground so far, and we've just got too many trotting mares, and it's just time to trim them up and give someone else a nice mare to use with.
Yep, and as I said, they're positive info to Majestic Sun. And then you have a Bettor's Delight mare. I just rattled off Bettor's Delight's stats as a broodmare sire, 971, including the mothers of Fun at the Beach, Merlin, Magnificent Storm, our Waikiki Beach, Let It Ride, and our Princess Tiffany. She's been sold. This is down as a broodmare, but she can also be a racehorse if people want. She hasn't had a foal yet.
Oh, she hasn't had a foal, but she's a bit of a leg issue. But if someone wanted to try her again, they could. But I'd be breeding out of her. She'd cross well with Sweet Lou, and it's a nice family. And as you said, those Better Life stats are pretty good.
Yeah, they are. You're looking after my sponsors. He's not bad, this bloke, Greg. Barto, he looks after my sponsors.
Look, and again, you look at that bottom side, mate, Better Delight, but out of a perfect art. So Art's Place, you've got a good cross, and you've got a horse that's got form on the track. She had 1-7, 71 career start. So and again, young broodmare, opportunity to breed it to what you like, and you could have your state incentives wherever you want to breed it now.
Yep. Rightio. We'll go on to some of these racing horses because it's a unique way of selling some of your racing stock, if you like, Greg. And I think maybe a few other people possibly need to be aware that this is what you can do. Rock of Delight is by Art Major out of the Better's Delight mare in Anna's Innocent. And if you go down to the bottom of the page there, you'll see Rock of Delight, 13 wins, $127,000. So far, it's had 116 starts, 13 wins, 17 seconds, and 14 thirds. I would imagine this isn't an easy horse to move on.
He should be because he's going to be cheap.
I meant for you. Sorry.
Oh, for me, no. He's just. We bought him off Kevin Basuto, and he just hasn't lived up to the Metro class up here. But he'll be a nice horse for a trainer and do a good job in the country somewhere.
Yep. And you've got a realistic reserve on that also, I believe.
Yeah, for sure. He's definitely for sale, and as I said, he'll be a nice price and won't hurt anyone that wants to buy him.
This next one is a racehorse, but explanation noted. Geez, I get in trouble with some of these words. Beautifully bred by Changeover out of a Dream Away mare in Hey Sister. 80 starts, 8 wins itself, $50,000 in stakes or just under.
Yeah, again, we've got enough mares and it's a good family. She'd make a brood mare later on for someone, and she's honest and she's down in grade now with the national rating, and someone's going to pick their money back straight away.
Yep, it is unique. It's good to have people doing this, Mark.
Oh, look, I think that was one of the reasons that I said it'd be good to get Greg to talk about these. That there's money left on the table with these race horses. I know what Greg's put a modest reserve on them to let them go on to someone else, and I know he's got a big stable of horses, and you've got to keep turning things over. And I know we're all chasing some of these 2 and 3 year old age-based events, but these horses are already set. I think there's a chance for someone to get into a horse and have a lot of fun.
Yep, absolutely. And Changeover mares. I like this update, Barto. I must say it's a great thing. They've signed 33 Australian and New Zealand winners. The dams of. Dams by Changeover. Geez, I got myself in trouble again then. Finvara, Franco, Edward, Major, Finecco, and Ariani, but 33 of those already. And I would imagine they'd be from pretty limited stocks as well, Greg.
Yeah, they are. I think I don't think the broodmares haven't really had a real good chance yet. And I think with the numbers he's been producing, and he's been plenty of, bread and butter racehorses. So I think the broodmares will do a good job.
Elegant Dance by Rock and Roll Dance. Sorry, get myself into trouble. This is a gelding by English Elegance. 1-6, I think I saw. Did I? Yeah, 6 wins and 35,000 in stakes.
Yeah, again, we just wanted to leave some money in him for someone else. And, as Mark said, we're a commercial operation and, we can't keep them all. We've got 12 2-year-olds that are getting broken in right now, and you just got to keep moving them on.
Homeboy, 47 starts, 4 wins.
Yeah, again, he's pretty much like explanation noted. He's an honest fella and down in the national ratings now. So if someone picks him up, he'll earn straight away.
And then we go to lot number 66. This is one that a few people will be definitely keen on here. Blackjack Beth, 6 wins, just under $50,000 in stakes from 64 starts. She's being sold as a racing and breeding proposition, but her breeding is outstanding. Being by Fake Left out of a Captain Treacherous out of a Fake Left mare, and that fine Fake Cash goes back to In the Pocket as well, Greg. It's a really, really unique opportunity, this one.
It is, and it's a great family. I've already got 2 mares out of that family that we're keeping. But she's she's gone 57. She's a great gaited horse, as you said, by Captain Treacherous. She could race another 1 or 2 years before they go to file. But Prime Fake Cash, she's had 12 to race, 11 winners. So far that family's been really good.
And you go back there, you can just see above there where I've got Blackjack Beth, you'll see a horse called Don't Stop Dreaming in that family. Of course, Start Dreaming. She was New Zealand Broodmare of the Year last year, and she's a chance of being it again because 3 or 4 of the siblings out of that family are outstanding and headed up by Don't Stop Dreaming, who ran second in last year's Hunter Cup. And
For sure.
Neither of you's got to answer me, so that's fine. I'll just leave myself.
Got to just butt in on you, Paul. I just see Brad Steele's comment that anyone buys the Majestic Sun Smoky Nova at the yearling sales, if it's a grey one, they reckon his wife will buy it back. Will buy it back. So there's the play.
Yeah, and you're probably a fair chance for that too. She bought one on Pete sale at the sale last year for 17,000, but I have told her she's now on a stand down for a year.
Good luck with that. We'll leave that one for you. And then the last is Arcuna, which is eligible for the Q-Bred as well. Actually, just on that, sorry, Greg, just back to the one before too, Blackjack Beth. It says on the bottom there, eligible for the Q-Bred. Does that mean the horse hasn't won a race in Queensland yet?
No, she's Q-Bred eligible, but that's just her breeding eligibility.
Yep, very good. Sorry, Acuna, is there a story to her?
Yeah, Acuna's got a 3-year-old bonus doing her 7,500.
Yep.
So, again, just not measuring up to the even the top tier of 3-year-olds here. So, again, it'll suit someone that wants to race that type of horse, and we'll get a return.
She has a racing record. It just wasn't down there on the bottom. It's just been missed off.
Yeah, it must have been missed off. Got a racing record. I think it's 9 starts, 5 placings, and 1 win. One
win in there. Do you enjoy the sales this side of it, Greg? Are you going to enjoy sitting there? Is this your first time selling through the Winter Woolies?
No, we put a couple through over the last couple of years, but even these type of numbers.
Yep.
I find it pretty exciting come Wednesday and watch the the bids tick over, and then they keep going and should be closed, but someone else jumps in. I think with this sale, there's plenty of value. So I think, and there seems to be horses in all budget.
Yeah, well, we've got Alex Ashwood there. He's quite happy buying like a lot of tried horses or trying a lot of tried horses, and he's not scared to do that. Plus young ones, he's looking to reinvigorate his stable a little bit. Sonia Ma there as well, though, with the trotters. And you mentioned there before about a grey monkey bones as a possibility. So, because Sonia and Chris Lang, they're not scared of the trotters either. So there is, they say it in every sale, but there's one there for everyone. There's probably more than one in this sale, would you say?
I think so. And I think there's a really good spread of size, broodmares, racehorses.
Yeah. You must be impressed, Bardo, with what you've been able to compile.
Look, the numbers surprised me. I thought we'd still get 150, but to get over 200 shows there's horses there. But what we're hoping to see is liquidity, and credit to the vendors. Collectively, a lot of these horses have been very realistically priced. You see a lot of broodmares that are on the market for not much more than service fee. There's, like we saw there before, some of these mares are older mares but still sound. They breed every year. These racehorses on the track at Greg's horses that are genuine. And I think the way you hear what Greg's trying to make sure people get an informed decision before they bid on these horses. I think that's it. You can buy with confidence that the clients that are putting them in, they want to see someone successful with them. Like Benny said, with the Brooklyn Lodge, final dispersal or reduction sale is, there's fruit on the sideboard for the next person to have fun with these horses.
And I think that's one of the reasons we got, sorry, Greg, but one of the reasons we got the guests that we did on tonight, Mark, because we got a few people here, and we encourage people, I'll get to Louise Toulmans in a sec, put as many messages on here as you want, because it's what these platforms are for. But I think the diversity, like Jamie Lee and Darren Park, with purely just brood mares and some high-quality mares there as well. The dispersal side of Ben Settree, and then the racing dispersal, I suppose, if you like, with Greg Mitchell. I think there is that, and there's plenty of others there available as well.
Look, mate, you talk... Sorry, go ahead.
No, I agree 100%. And all these horses, I'd ask any of your listeners if they want to know any information about any of these horses or broodmare, please just reach out to me and I'll supply anything you're after. All the racehorses are obviously Grant Dixon's, first class care.
Yep. We go from there. Louise Toolman put here, Soho lots will be updated over the next 24 hours. Feel free to call if you have any queries in relating to any of those. So get in touch with Louise Toolman. And most of the people's phone numbers, Bardo, I believe, are on the catalogues.
Yeah, they all are. They'll have a contact there. Or if you do, we encourage you, call me and I'll put you in touch with the and it's also at the bottom of the pedigree page too, you'll find as well, Paul. But with those
not on that one.
Sorry.
The one I had, it wasn't on there, but no, it's not actually. It's just there at the top.
Right, okay. No, I might be thinking my sale catalogue. But what I was going to say, mate, is you've got these Soho horses. There's a couple of updates where some of those horses have been broken into harness. Like they've had one or they've had a couple of preps. So there's some young horses in that Soho draft. They are at Louise's place. So they're in Clarendon in Victoria. They're not in WA. So they're here and they're genuinely there for sale. There's a run of those young 2-year-old horses that are there for someone to have some fun with.
And again, a very diverse draft. They've got Soho Undertaker, 3-year-old colt, 2-year-old, couple of 2-year-olds, 3 2-year-olds, then 3 broodmares there as well, plus a very young broodmare as well, a 4-year-old mare by Sweet Lou. So something very different. Greg Wall, I've got you. Nutrien coming to Queensland over the last couple of years. You've enjoyed it?
Yeah, we think it's been really positive for the industry. We've had great feedback from our vendors and our clients that have purchased horses. We're really excited for our first Sunshine Stars races in November to kick off the 2-year-old series. And then obviously again in February, we'll be having our sale number 3 and nominations will be opening shortly.
Yeah, and it must be fun. Must be fun and great to see the progeny already hitting the ground and winning races.
Yeah, the numbers have been really strong out of that first sale. I think Darren at the Albion Park updated us recently that we had nearly 40 horses that have either raced or qualified.
Yep.
So that's at this stage. So we expect those numbers to grow between now and November, which will give us a good set of heats for both sexes. And we're really hopeful even for the trotters that we're going to have 2 races, 1 for each sex.
Yeah, which is super exciting. Mark, can I throw you under the bus? How many were sold the first year at the Sunshine Star sales?
I reckon we would have been around 80 odd. 80 odd horses that were sold or sustained, yeah.
And that's 40 of those. So 50% of those are already either at the trials or wow.
Yeah. That's our numbers between the paces and the trotters. About 50% of them have already either raced, trialled or qualified, green trial.
Well, you better start singing that one. I might have to do that. Darren Clayton's been coming in there. Brad Steele, can Greg tell us who he has locked in for the Proto Star?
I can. I've locked in a horse called Sagano with Emma and Clayton. That'll be up here and coming up with their other horse. We've come to terms. We're very, very excited. I'm happy with it. We tried to buy one out of New Zealand that never come to fruition.
So you've got in touch with them. They're bringing a big team of horses too, so that'll be exciting.
Yeah, it is going to be exciting. I think Emma said at this stage the numbers are 12.
Yep.
So it's really gearing up for another super exciting, strong winter carnival. Obviously, we've got our own locals, but we welcome all competition.
You definitely want that, that's for sure. I think what you guys are doing in Queensland, like embracing the trotters as well. The Great Square's starting to take shape. Got a New Zealander coming this year for the first time, so that's got to be encouraging too.
Yeah, it is encouraging. I think the more it builds, and I think the more we sell it, New Zealand understand the concept. We'll get more over the next few years.
Yeah, well, I think the Dunn's Sonny sister, they were keen, but the filly just jumped it off the last time when they had to make the decision. So they decided they'd look after her and keep her at home and then go from there. So, but it's actually okay because Bardo, David White, he's actually related. So Bet and Win coming across, it's actually it's got a New Zealand feel to it as well, Bardo.
Look, I reckon we've got a family wedding could be on around the same time. So they're bringing the horse over from New Zealand, and I think we're at Ostermere near Wollongong for a wedding around the same time. So yeah, it'll be interesting. And he sounds like he could be a pretty fair pony too.
Oh, he goes terrific. He goes terrific, and he's by one of my sponsors' horses, that's for sure. What the hell? So yeah,
Is he doing a good job at the moment?
He's flying. He's absolutely flying. This takes up the Talking Trotters spot tonight, but yeah, he is absolutely flying. I think you purchased a couple, did you not, just recently?
Oh, I bought one out of the New Zealand Wheeling Sale by What the Hell, and I also have two in foal to What the Hell.
Yep. So no, he's going outstanding. A couple of very nice 2-year-old fillies over there as well. And I think when people see Bet and Win, and good luck to David and Stace, they'll be cock a hoop, because Stacey is the main lady behind all the promotions at Woodlands as well. So I've got to make sure I look after her. I think she pays the bills too, so have to be really nice to her. I don't think she'll be coming to Wollongong either, Bardo. She's only thinking about one thing, that's the beach. That's all she's telling me about, the warm weather and the beach. So
Ostermere is on the beach, mate. It's in the south coast, so it's probably just 10 degrees cooler. That's all.
Yeah, it's probably
10 degrees warmer than probably the beach at Melbourne, I'd say.
Yeah, well, you've got a T-shirt on. I don't want to know what Greg's got on, and I've got 2 jackets on, trying to stay warm. So, yeah.
I've got a heater on in here too, mate. Can I just give a plug on one other horse in Queensland, mate, that's just an interesting one. That's an A-lot, Walk Proud. So for Gary Crocker is 125A. It's at Pete McMullen's place. It's an art major that is the full sister, works out to be the Major Crocker family. So Major Crocker, of course, is also out of the same dam. So you've got a full sister there to Samara Crocker. Is in there, and she's also pre-tested in foal to Captain Crunch. So just one that the horse originally came up with Gary's details in South Australia, but just so people do know, that horse is at Somerset Farms in Queensland. And a full to a very, very good horse, a $1 million earner in Major Crocker.
Yep, I apologise for that ting as well. So, yeah, there's that horse up there, Major Crocker, Adam Crocker, Innocent Crocker, Crocker I Crocker. Plenty of winners coming out of that, but he was a great one.
Talking Queensland, I know we did initially, we had the horse when it was originally put up there a week ago, or when it went online, it did have it listed in South Australia. So just so anyone that's listening does know, that horse is up there at Pete and Chantel's at Somerset Farm. So it's anyone in Queensland, you can file that one down, and it will be a Q-bred horse too.
Yep, important.
There's another one up there at Pete and Chantel called Only Rainbow. It's one of Ross Patrick's. It's a really nice brood, man. Left Wheel the Wizard, Rainbow Dancer, Odin's Black Crows, which is now in the States, and I think it's in foal to Raging Bull.
What number, Greg?
That'll be lot number.
What was the person's name?
132.
Oh, that'll do. All right, give me a sec. Just be patient, you still. I've got to type this stuff, and it's not my strong. Only Rainbows. That's a horse.
Yeah, Only Rainbows. That's it. Live or die, man.
Yep.
Not that old. It's only 15, but it's a good family. Left plenty of winners.
Yep. Alice Rainbow. It's got a colt by Lather up. It's in foal to Raging Bull. Rainbow Dancer, Will of the Wizard. So yeah. So it says there a whole record. She's had 6 foals, 2-year-old and older. 4 have raced. 3 of those have won. So 50% winners to foals, which is a pretty good stat these days. That's for sure.
For sure, and that'll make it fully Q-bred.
Q-bred.
Which is the best state-based system in the country.
Oh, don't get me into too much trouble. You get me in enough trouble. Queensland get the most unbelievable bloody deals on this show, I must say. It doesn't matter what it is. They know how to hijack it. They know how to take it all over. And you've just come in off your first bat, and you're just flying with the same credits. I got someone texting me. I apologise for those pings. Yeah, actually, do you want to know who's texted me? I will shelf him. I don't care one bit, because he's actually in Queensland as well. One Mark Hughes, and he's eating my tapanaki is actually what he's doing. I won't show the picture because I can't, because it's on this other phone. But, yeah, he's sitting there texting me photos, which is just great. You Queenslanders, I must say, you just all know how to play these games, don't you?
Oh, we do our best, mate. We always make sure we try and look after our own.
Yeah, exactly. It made me feel bad. Greg, thank you. Good luck with the sale, mate. Hopefully we can sell all of those. And anyone wants any inquiries, please get in touch with Greg. Greg, and his phone number's just there, 0411 665 072. That's 0411 665 072. And he'll give you, he'll answer your calls, get back to you straight away, won't you, mate?
I will indeed.
Yeah, very good. Thank you very much, mate.
Thanks, Paul. Thanks, Mark.
Good on you, mate. Talk to you again.
See ya.
Righto, we could go on for a long time, and that's what I did say. We want to be careful that we don't. We want to make sure people can get as much information as they can. There's 211 lots. The sale is currently open right now, and I will get that screen back up there. This is on Auctions Plus. Make sure you follow. Actually, we'll go back one step. If you go to, this is the, why won't it stay on that screen? Anyway, there it is there. The Winter Woolies, your big card registrations, all the information's there. Don't worry about the sales results. You don't need those or the live sale results and stats. They'll come up after the sales. But bid card registration, direct link and catalogue, and then Auctions Plus as well. Gemma said there earlier on in the show, mate, Bardo, to put your Auctions Plus
User ID.
User ID. Thank you. I didn't want to say the wrong word.
Just to approve it, that's the number that the girls at Auctions Plus can link to activate the account for us, mate. So.
Yep, and it's very, very simple. Then that'll bring you up into this catalogue, which is what I've been working off there, and go from there. Once you get your Winter Woolies, your Auctions Plus codes, you'll go here to this one here. We'll just try and get rid of that phone if I can. And that will go through, and you'll see there all the updates, horses near reserve. Now, Mark, we said there before, it doesn't mean it's one bid away if they can get near that reserve, but it might be one bid.
We're not far away, and I think if you look at a lot of these prices there, you realise you're very realistically priced when there's horses there on the market at under $3,000. So you're looking at less than cost of production. Other one, Paul, if you look up in that top right-hand corner of your Auctions Plus screen, on the right end, you can see the different views. There's the 9 dots in blue.
Yep.
And then you've got the medium-sized view, and a larger-sized view will actually put your horses where there's photos. So if people want to change the way they look at the catalogue, it will just show you a little bit different view. So you've got the default one is the thumbnail, but it will give you the chance to throw it up in different formats if you prefer. So it when the auction's getting to that wind down, I like it in that thumbnail setup. But if you're scrolling through to see which horse has got photos, the star there, if you want to identify the 5 or 10 horses in your catalogue that you want to be able to get back to, you can look at your favourites up the top there and go straight to your favourites like you've done there. So that'll. I find also if I'm bidding on things, I can have those 5 or 6 lots that are relevant to me, or even if I'm a vendor and I want to just highlight my own lots. So a couple of other, just not to try and pick.
Just one more, Mark, before you do go on to that. This is the other one up here in the left-hand corner, running last bids. The last bid was on lot number 24, so the last bid happened there, and it's actually now on the market as well. That's the Iridian Castle 2023, the Wiener. It's on the market now for $600. It's for sale. So if you want to keep up to date, you hear a ping, because it will let off a ping. Actually, that's what the ping would have been before. Ping, that ping will actually tell you, and basically it goes from there. And then the time that bid was happened. So once the sale goes live, that is the key thing to keep up to date with. From my point of view, if you're trying to watch the whole sale, but again, what Mark said, just simply click on those stars there, and whack them into your favourites, and you'll be able to see if they get updated bids on those or they don't. And if you don't want them in there after a while, just click on that star and they're gone as well. So it's that very simple, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, mate. It is, and it's a matter of learning the system a little bit. But once you're live on it, mate, it's great. The other one I was going to say, just looking through some of your volume vendors, there's a draft of a couple of young horses of Alabar plus some brood mares. Billy Wiedenbach's got a run of horses. Some of those are actually racing horses as well. So in Victoria again, we had a chat about the Brooklyn draft. Nutrien Equine have got a good run of young horses there. 2 McWickards, a King of Swing, a 4 of Rees, and then a run of mares pre-tested in foal as well. Not trying to miss on them, but KTC Bloodstock over in WA, we've got quite a number of horses there. We've got some horses that Ben Settree. We talked about the Durham Park, Phil and Denise Thurstons. They've got, again, a really nice draft there. You go through Lower Long. There's again a terrific draft there. Some weanlings, yearlings, and some broodmares through there. Luke Kilduff's got a big draft. O'Shea's got a big draft. Pace Racing, we had Joe there, Peter Lamont. Like there's a lot of horses there with some quality in them too, mate. So.
Yep, there is indeed, and as I said, that lot 53 was one of those ones Louise highlighted there before. It was actually on the market already. I think it was 2,700.
Trotters Australia too. Again,
yep.
Michael's got a really nice draft of broodmares there and some young stock as well. So, we mentioned their Success Stud, the Soho draft. Royce Gregory's got a draft of horses. Regal Farm, there's quite a draft of horses there from Regal Farm as well. So, again, well-known names in the industry, but again, a lot of pregnant mares and a lot of young stock there. So, again, if they're late getting in, if you've got a weanling and you buy it, you will be invited at the end of the year if you'd like to pay that horse up for the Nutrien Race Series next season. You'll just have to confirm your interest, and we'll invoice you in January with payment due before the first mainland sale in February.
Yep, and that will be, they'll have all that via correspondence as well. But that is a huge update, but it has to stay. Can I go through this sale? Can they be pinhooked, Mark, to be eligible for that?
Yeah, if you want to buy the horse and pay it up, it's maybe a selling tool. So look, this horse already been prepaid for the race series. So that's for a trot of 2,000 or a pace of 3,000, it's already been paid for you. So yeah, absolutely.
So basically, I did have all the stats for the trotters. I can't remember how many trotters there were because my piece of paper is sitting on another desk over there, which was disappointing for me, but that's not unusual for me. You've worked with me long enough to see that. But there is trotters. So you've got weanling trotters, yearling trotters, I know that, racing stock, broodmares there for the trotters. You've also got weanling paces, racing stock, yearlings, racing stock as well there, both broodmares, young mares that could go to stud straight away, or you can continue to race them, and then broodmares. Western Australia, South Australia, Queensland, New South Wales and Victoria, all represented. As I said, broodmares by all size, broodmare size. There's the first offering of the King of Swings. You said there before about Cobbity. I think there's 3 King of Swing yearlings in this sale. The first one is, of course, for Brooklyn Lodge. There's a dispersal sale for Brooklyn Lodge as well, basically, because they are pretty much getting out. So it's a unique opportunity as well. The sale has everything when you put it like that, doesn't it, Bardo?
Oh, absolutely, mate. You've got you've got a real mix of horses, but quality horse. Again, another one, Aspiring Eagle. We saw the Bold Eagle sold for 50,000 at Melbourne there recently, and you've got that mare's in the sale, a 2012 drop mare, so only coming into a prime and preg tested to King of the North. So again, proven mare, real opportunity there. So that's lot number 127.
You did that to me on purpose. I just got out of that screen and then you told me which one it was. But of course,
that was a lovely type. And like I say, you had the chance. You bought the Bold Eagle at Melbourne this year with the King of the North pregnancy. Again, that's got to be a quality trotting mare there.
And in fold, King of the North. But Volcano, of course, the Nutrien Sires Classic. He might be a horse get on the short list to be heading to Queensland as well, going forward as well. So, but the Bold Eagle filly, I can't remember how much off the top of my head. 50. It was 50. Yeah. So I know exactly where it's gone. Joshie Aiken's training it, and So because they won the 3-year-old fillies actually.
They did.
Bred by Louise Tillman. We keep it all in the family for everyone. So we'll keep everyone.
I was going to say, I think Louise was probably the happiest person on track that night. So
yeah, well, Bluey wasn't happy because he was shell shocked. But I think you're right. I think that is fair. So it was lot number 125 at the 127. So 15,000 at the minute for that mare. Going forward, but there's plenty there as well. So, keep in touch. Get in touch with Mark Barton and Gemma Smallman. Barto's number's going across the bottom of the screen right now as we speak. 0419 488 256. Or Gemma Smallman. Don't leave it too late. That's the one thing we don't want people to be to do. Gemma, yes, I am waiting for your phone number to come through, so as I get it right, 0447 356 549. I had to wait for it to come on the screen. Go to nutrienequine.com.au. Follow the links to the Winter Woolies, and you can do it all online as well, Bardo. That's how we want people to get there, but we want people to be a part of it. We don't want anyone to miss out.
And look, mate, it starts, the wind down clock starts at 6 o'clock on Wednesday. Bear in mind the Blues play Queensland at 7:30, so we'd like you to bid up and have these horses bought by 7:15 if you don't mind.
Right, yeah, we'll see what we can do. I will say now, anyone that is watching, Campbell's comments will be live. I'll go live from 5:30. Generally, I go with on loose lines, but we'll go live from 5:30. Whether there's an update or something that Mark wants to get out, we can get that out. But otherwise, we'll just have a look at those horses and we'll talk about whatever comes up in the conversation. But pretty much from 6 o'clock, we'll be watching this catalogue live and keeping people updated. The one thing I do need people to be aware of when you are watching this, especially on Facebook, there is a 40-second delay. So do not watch it and think that you're winning, because there is a 40-second delay, and I'll put that up on the screen. But the YouTube's a little bit quicker, but please be aware of that. I will be live, but I won't be real-time live. That's the best thing we want.
Right on Auctions Plus, mate. Bid on Auctions Plus to watch the real time.
Yep, that's what we want to do. I try and highlight it so people can see what's going on and maybe bring a couple more eyes to it. But at the end of the day, we want people at Auctions Plus and bidding up on that and following all the links and going from there. Righto, thank you.
My pleasure, mate. Thank you very much.
Great to have some guests on as well. I did have a couple of things that weren't quite ready, but that's okay. We won't worry about that. But as I said, West Australia, all the states covered. Mate, thank you. And good luck.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you very much, Mark Barton. We'll see you all on Wednesday.